So if you have a dog that is like, there's something scary over there, and you go over to check it and you're looking and you're like, no, it's fine, buddy. And they're still like, I don't know, it still looks bad. Don't be offended by that. Okay. It's just that they've probably warned you about so many things that you've completely ignored for so long. They're not going to be like, now she's enlightened. Like they don't have that. They don't have that response when we first start doing this work. It takes some time. Yes. So you will be enlightened after this episode where we're going to be talking about my method for navigating walks with the fearful dog, this C.A.L.M method. Let's get into it. Ready to have a calm and peaceful life with your dog without the stress of those fear-based behaviors? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there, overwhelmed by all the conflicting dog training advice and unsure of what to do next. But now I help dog lovers like you simplify your life with your dog by building confidence naturally, fostering trust, and addressing those fear-based challenges. So, if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners and let's get to it. This episode is brought to you by the Calm Down Dog Boot Camp, featuring Tracy
and Paisley,
happening February 10th and 11th.
Okay, serious question. What if the thing you've been trying to train out of your dog isn't actually a training issue?
Ooh, shall I say you have to go beyond obedience?
Ah, very nice. Very clever, Mom. So what you're saying is my dog isn't being a stubborn brat.
No, and if you're frustrated with the training that just isn't working, it just might be time to take a different approach.
Like understanding what's really going on inside your dog's head?
Exactly, and that's why I'm so excited about this boot camp. It's a game changer. We're going to unpack the biggest thing standing in your way, which is actually your mindset.
The number one thing your dog needs to feel safe and confident.
Yep, and spoiler alert, it's not more treats.
Or endless sit commands.
Exactly. So if you're ready for a real breakthrough, sign up today at beyondobedience.ca/bootcamp. This is a free 2-day boot camp happening February 10th and 11th.
Just 1 hour each day and you'll walk away with real actionable steps to help your dog feel safe, calm, and secure.
I'm super excited and we can't wait to see you there. Well, hello, and welcome to Beyond Obedience. I'm your host, Tracy. This is the podcast. Super glad you're here. Okay, I have to tell you, it's happening today. Today is the day. It is February 10th as of this recording, and that means today is the first day of the Calm Down Dog Boot Camp. So I'm a little bit excited here. If you have not yet signed up, you still can. Okay, go to beyondobedience.ca/bootcamp, and you can still sign up. Even if you can't make it to the lives, you'll get the replay. You can still join the Facebook group. You can get your questions answered. All of that good stuff is happening. Be sure to hop in there. beyondobedience.ca/bootcamp. Get in on that. All right. Let's get into today's topic. We're talking about navigating the walk with a fearful dog using my C.A.L.M method, C.A.L.M, C.A.L.M method for navigating the walk. Now, I get this question all the time about, Tracy, what am I supposed to do if a dog approaches? What am I supposed to do if a person approaches? What am I supposed to do if, blank, whatever it is? And the bottom line is there's too many variables for me to come up and be like, this is exactly what you do. And every dog human combo is different. So what I came up with instead is sort of an overarching way to just navigate your walk that shows your dog that you got their back. Okay. So we're going to use the C.A.L.M method. We're going to start off with that C. C stands for check the environment. Okay. You're going to scan your environment for triggers, but you're also going to scan for safe spaces and outs. Okay. I didn't realize how much I do this sort of innately. And I'm sure you already are too. If you have been walking a fearful dog or reactive dog, I'm sure you're great at scanning. I want to caution you though, you don't want to scan like a prey animal. I don't want you to like walking through the walk going, what's that? What's that? What's that over there? What's going on? I don't want you to, I don't have that energy. I want you to be walking through, checking the environment. Like I'm just seeing what's there. I'm seeing what's coming. And I'm always looking for my out. Okay. If I'm on a path, can I get off of the path? If I am, for example, because my dog is fear of people. If I'm walking in town and I'm in, say, the cute little town of Mahone Bay and it's tourist season, I'm not going to walk my dog on the side of the shops because people can come popping out of those shop doors at any given time and it's going to startle her. So I'm going to put her on the side that that has, like, risk assessment, has the least chance of surprise people popping out. Although honestly, in Mahone Bay in the summertime, there's no safe space. That town's pretty busy, but I digress. The point is, you're constantly going to be scanning the environment for potential triggers and outs. What is my out? Okay, that's very, very important. Okay, A stands for assess the situation. Okay, if a potential trigger is coming up, you're going to assess. And the question you're going to ask yourself is this a threat? Right? You're the leader here. Is this actually a threat? So if I have a dog that is reactive to other dogs and I see a person walking towards me with another dog that is completely under control, laid back, just walking with their person, the person's paying attention, that is not the same threat level as a crazy off at the end of the leash, barking and lunging nut job coming at me, right? So we need to assess the threat level and decide, is this a threat? Now, the other side of this assessment is if your dog thinks that there is a threat, okay? If your dog has a reaction to something, let's say you're walking, all of a sudden your dog kind of looks and alerts and kind of backs up, you're going to go assess that threat. And I mean actually assess the threat. Okay. Don't say it's okay. Don't just kind of glance over and be like, oh, it's fine. There's nothing there. I don't want you to do that. Okay. Because if your dog had the fearful reaction, there's probably something there. So I want you to actually go in and assess it. Okay. And and here's my other pro tip, because we were talking about this in the fearful dog. Don't be offended if your dog doesn't believe you. So if you walk up, let's say your dog is like balking at something and you walk up to it and you're like, what's over there? Like, what are we looking at? And you don't see anything and you say, it's fine, buddy, you're fine. And your dog is still like, nope, there's something there. Don't be offended if they don't believe you, especially if you're new to this, like advocating for your dog and stepping up to be a part of the conversations when it comes to threat levels, because there's a good chance, and this is not judgment because we've all done it. Like before I really got into this stuff, I can't even tell you the amount of things that I missed. But the bottom line is that we humans don't notice anything, right? We miss everything that's going on in the environment. We're so far removed from our environment that that we don't even know what we don't know, honestly, when it comes to the environment. So if you have a dog that is like, there's something scary over there, and you go over to check it and you're looking and you're like, no, it's fine, buddy, and they're still like, I don't know, it still looks bad, don't be offended by that. Okay. It's just that they've probably warned you about so many things that you've completely ignored for so long. They're not going to be like, now she's enlightened. Like they don't have that they don't have that response when we first start doing this work. It takes some time for them to actually believe that you're actually paying attention, because generally speaking, we don't. We're in our own heads all the time. Dogs know that. You're not paying attention. How can you possibly protect me from threats when you're in your own grocery list, you know? You know what I'm saying? So don't be offended by that, okay? Right? So is this actually a threat? You're going to decide if it's a threat. And if it is, then the next letter in the C.A.L.M acronym is L, and that means lead with confidence. It means that you're going to do something about it. You're going to head up, look at the environment, um, and know what you have to do. Like, know what you have to do. How do you know what you have to do? I talk a lot about this in the Fearful Dog. It's called building your brave protocols. It's I know what to do. I've mentioned it before in the podcast. I'll say it again. But if you do, honestly, if you want more help with that, please jump into the Fearful Dog student community with us and do that program. start working on your build your brave protocols, because it literally just gives you that confidence to be like, I know what I'm going to do if another dog approaches me. I know what I'm going to do if a person approaches me. I even have a build your brave protocol for when people ask to pet my dog. You know why? Because I'm a pathological people pleaser. And I struggle with telling people no. And so I've come up with my version of build your brave protocols. It's more about building my brave to be able to tell people no, right? But I have a protocol. What am I going to say if people say, "Can I pet your dog?" or they're coming at me, or "Can my kid pet your dog?" or whatever? I have a protocol. I know what I'm going to say. I built that up, right? So leading with confidence means you know what it is that you're doing. And when you know what you're doing, your energy is going to shift. You shift into this mode of like, I got this. And your dog will feel it and sense it. And I will tell you right now, if you can stop talking to your dog, okay? Because when we're talking, we're not listening. When we're talking, we're not listening, right? Stop talking and just do the thing, because that leads us to the M in the C.A.L.M acronym for how to navigate walks with a fearful dog. The M stands for move. Move into action. Move with purpose. Move your dog. Put your dog on the other side of you. Move out of the way. Do something, right? Once you have gone through all the other aspects, right? You've checked the environment, you've assessed the situation. Is this a threat? Then you're going to lead with confidence. You're going to make the decision what you want to do, what you need to do, and then you're going to do it. Move. We're not going to talk about it. We're going to move into action. And this happens very, very quickly. Like as I've mentioned, have to do this all the time with my fearful dog. So I'm constantly checking, what am I going to do? Is that a person? I'm going to move. I'm going to move my dog behind my back to the other side. That person approaches me. Can our dogs meet? Nope, I'm sorry. He's infectious. It's one of my build your brave protocols. I just tell people my dog's infectious right now. You can steal that one if you want to. If you're like me and you have a hard time saying no, nope, sorry, he's contagious. Feel free. I don't care. Right? Whatever you need to do, but you're going to move. You're going to move with purpose, because a lot of times standing increases the stress. So many people are going to try to move off the path, stop, get their dog to focus, try feeding them treats, when the best thing that you can possibly do is probably move out of the way. Very rarely do I say to stop and wait. Okay. Very rarely. And if I do say stop and wait, if there's nothing else you can do, your dog's losing its mind and it's going nuts, then yes, back the dog up till it's not losing its mind, stop and regain composure. But here's the thing. If I have to stop a dog from a trigger, then after I've made that assessment, is this a threat or isn't this a threat, is going to depend on how I stand with my dog. For example, if it is actually a threat, let's say it's a dog that's also banana beans crazy, and the two dogs, your dog and this dog's, the energy is just feeding off each other. I will put my dog behind my back. I'll stand in front of my dog and I will look at that threat and I will watch that threat go by. Because I would never turn my back on a threat, right? Dogs don't turn their backs on threats. So I, as the person that's saying, I got this, I'm not going to turn my back. I see it happen time and time again. People will turn their back on a dog that is an actual threat and then try to feed their dogs cookies, right? And in this moment, right, we're not actually talking about the threat anymore. We're talking about your relationship, what your body language is saying to your dog in that moment. And what you're saying to that dog is, I am not at all in tune with the threats in my environment. as I turn my back and make myself very vulnerable to the wingnut dog that's going by, right? Your dog's gonna be like, dude, you're putting us in a precarious situation, right? So if it is actually a threat, I never turn my back on it. If it's not a threat though, let's say it's just a laid back old dog, just deaf and blind and doesn't even know we exist, and my dog's losing its mind because it's a dog, I will then and turn my back on that dog, because that's going to say to my dog, this dog isn't even a threat. It's not, I don't even care about that dog. That dog means nothing to me. This isn't even a problem. And I'll have that attitude. I have that intent in my language. Like, this is nothing. This dog is doing nothing, right? That kind of a thing. So there you have it. That's the C.A.L.M method for navigating walks with a fearful dog. Let's go over it one more time. The C in C.A.L.M stands for check the environment. You're going to scan for triggers and for safe places and outs. A stands for assess the situation. By assessing that situation, you're asking that one question: is this actually a threat? Right? L means you're going to lead with confidence. You're going to have your head up. You're going to be looking at the thing or not looking at the thing, depending on whether or not it is actually a threat. Head up, chest up. You're going to have the body language that says, I got this, right? More often than not, and I will say this, more often than not, people are spending more time looking at their dog. Okay? Don't look at your dog. Assess the situation and then lead. Lead with confidence. Okay? Don't look at your dog. If you're looking at your dog, you're looking to your dog for the answers. Let me say that again. If you're looking at your dog, you're looking to your dog to take care of this thing. We don't want that. Look at the threat. Okay? Look at the environment. Head up. Okay? And then finally, M stands for move. Make a move. What are you going to do about it? Maybe it is you're going to stand in front of your dog and you're going to watch that dog go by. Maybe it's you're going to move over. Maybe it's you're going to pass the leash behind your back and put yourself in that conversation, but you're going to move. Okay? As I said, I very rarely ask anybody to stand still. When we ask fearful dogs to stand or sit, all of that internal anxiety just builds up in them. They feel vulnerable. They literally feel like sitting ducks, so they don't like it. Okay? So there you have it. C.A.L.M method for navigating walks with your fearful dog. We are going to be talking a lot more about body language and how our body language affects our dogs on the Calm Down Dog Boot Camp. Be sure to sign up for that. Be a part of that. beyondobedience.ca/bootcamp to get in on that. You still have time. As always, get out there today, my friend, and be the person that your dog thinks you are, because your dog thinks that you're amazing. And so do I. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only, and it's not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you're really struggling with your dog, reach out to a professional in your area. All right, I think that's it. Bye for now. Beep. This episode is brought to you by the Calm Down Dog Boot Camp. Happening.
Go with an accent for that one.